Welcome back to the Webby O'Neill channel. Today's video is all about Harry Maguire. He's come out with some comments whilst on England international duty. You know the score by now, Reds. Get involved in the chat and don't forget to smash that like button. I've got a few quotes here. I'm going to read them off to you. I want you to get involved as well. Now, the first one, it was about West Ham and that move that failed to materialise in the summer. He said, the actual opportunity to go to West Ham, it wasn't agreed between both clubs and myself. West Ham are a massive club, but my full focus is still on Manchester United and I want to fight for my place. Now, your first thoughts on that?
Harry Maguire's not fighting for his place. His fifth choice. He knows that. The opportunity was there to go to West Ham. He turned it down. He didn't want to leave. He wanted to stay. I don't care how he dresses it up. Harry Maguire should have gone to West Ham. He knows that, but he stayed for his own reason. And that, to me, is money. I think that, to me, is where it broke down. But at the end of the day, Harry Maguire, in my opinion, decided not to go, and it was a joke. He is fifth choice. He knows that, and he knows the position, and he was the one who was prepared to stay.
Yeah, there was a lot of confusion, to be fair, over the summer, wasn't there? You know, I think from a lot of journalists out there said that there was a £30 million bid. Do you think it had anything to do with the transfer fee and it was actually Manchester United?
I'm not really sure exactly where the truth lies here. There's a lot of spin from West Ham, spin from Man United, and certainly spin from Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire coming out saying he wasn't informed of any bid. That, to me, just sounds ridiculous for someone to come out with that. He should have got a move. His agents and himself should have looked for a move. At the end of the day, he's now whinging and moaning about how he plays football, the games he plays and everything. He knew what was coming. He should have been prepared and he should have got down to work with his agent and sorted a move out. He should have made a compromise. I said it months ago. There should have been a compromise between them all, but there wasn't. And to me, it's Harry Maguire what didn't compromise.
Yeah, I'm just going to go on to what he says about his future Manchester United career and where he thinks it lies as well. He says, I'm not going to sit here all my life and play once every month. And if it carries on, I'm sure me and the club will sit down and have a chat about things. And that's Harry Maguire saying, basically, he's not happy at Manchester United playing once a month.
Look, as far as I'm concerned, he's deluded. Once a month. He knows the position he was in. His fifth choice. Even Luke Shaw's in front of him. Luke Shaw is in front of Harry Maguire, if fit. It's as simple as that. He knows that. So where he's coming from, that he's not prepared to play more, if it's just once a month. He's not going to sit there. Well, yes, you're going to sit there. We told you were going to sit there. Everyone out there told you was going to sit there. The manager told you that, but you didn't want to sort of move out.
Do you mean the manager told him that, face-to-face, or do you mean the amount of game time he got basically told him that last season?
He knew in the summer. Listen, all the reports, all the stories, all the conversations was Harry Maguire is not going to be a first-choice Manchester United player. We've seen players play in front of him. Lindelof's in front of him. Now, at the end of the day, Harry Maguire knew the club wanted rid of him. Well, what do you expect? Going to play every game? Someone who refused to move or who didn't negotiate a move thinks he's going to play lots of games. Absolutely deluded. And I've called him deluded before. But he is deluded. And it's the international duty again, right? He's come out with it. It just reminds me of, oh, here we go, international duty, Paul Pogba. That's all we got. Now it seems to be Harry Maguire. It seems to me that Harry Maguire is the media darling at the moment. They're all like going on about Harry Maguire as though like he's been poorly treated. He's not been poorly treated. The stats tell you, the game times, what he's played over the last couple of years, tells you he's not been poorly treated. I think he's actually been looked after better than most people.
When you say looked after and poorly treated, do you mean in terms of Manchester United Football Club treating him in a proper way? Or do you mean, because let's have it right, away from football on social media, he doesn't get fairly treated at all. He gets absolutely hammered by some sections of the fan base and other fan bases.
Listen, he gets hammered on social media. Everyone gets hammered on social media. He wants to engage in social media. So does his family. That's his choice.
Yeah.
Right? If I want to engage in social media, I will do. I know what to expect. Some will appreciate what you say, and then some just come out and hammer you. That's what happens to every person on social media. Well, Harry doesn't have to do that. He was captain of Manchester United, right? And he should have led Manchester United. He should have fought with his teammates, should have brought them all together and improved them. But no, if he wants to talk about social media, how he's getting hammered, and people want to talk about that, then to me, that is nonsense, because Harry Maguire should have been captain of Manchester United and led that team to glory, as far as I'm concerned. And he hasn't done it. He seems to, how can I say it? He seems to focus on other things than the actual job, what he's supposed to do.
Yeah. What do you think Erik Ten Hag's thinking, listening to them comments from Harry Maguire? Do you think he's got a bit of a smile on his face as to say, well, what did you expect this season? You know, you've got to look back on what you actually got last season in terms of appearances. And, you know, they were actually looking for a defender, by all reports, United, to come in to replace Harry Maguire in the summer. So
we know.
I just don't get what he's coming out. Is he using this opportunity? Because I don't think the next international break is until next year, so it'll be after the January transfer window. So is he using this opportunity now to get himself out there and let clubs know that he is actually prepared to move in January to try and spark up some interest?
I think it's just...
Because it's confusing, isn't it?
It is confusing.
Him actually now speaking out whilst on international duty, because he's got plenty of opportunities to do so. Yeah, you don't have to wait until the internationals.
No, but he's making a point. He's throwing his digs in. He's in the safety and security, right, of Southgate underneath him. That's what he's doing. And the press are talking to him underneath Southgate and the England banner. And it's easy to throw things out and that. But when he comes to Old Trafford, you don't really see him talking. All this.
Do you think he feels a lot more comfortable in a safer environment with England than he would be at Manchester United and coming out with these comments?
Look, Harry Maguire knows he's not going to come out with comments like this at Manchester United. He's not wanted, and he's not been wanted for quite a while.
Wanted
by the club, by Ten Hag, by the fans. The fans have seen enough of Harry Maguire, right? And Harry Maguire, right, has just like gone backwards over the last 12, 18 months, and he's not good enough for Manchester United. So there he is in the England camp, safe as anything, and he's coming out with it. He's bigging himself up. And there's pundits now. Pundits are on the charge. They're backing Harry Maguire. Great player, good player. He's worth this, he's worth that. He can play for this team. Excellent player. And like, in a way...
And a lot of the pundits recently, they are going overboard with his performances. And I've got to sit in and I've got to say, his performances that he has put in recently, I don't think he's put a foot wrong. And I think that needs to be highlighted. But you've got to look at a consistent basis. Can Harry Maguire put in 7 or 8 out of 10 performances week in, week out? And I've got massive question marks on that, me.
Well, I think if people out there looked, and if we delved into it, I don't need to delve into it. He's not getting 7 out of 10 week in, week out over the 10-game period. It's just not happened at all for Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire has come out with some stats saying over the last 15, 20 games, his stats prove that he's done well.
It's the win rate.
His win ratio.
Whilst he's been in the team.
While he's been in the team. Yeah, but why is he saying that? This is the Harry Maguire deluded again. As though like he's had great performances. He's been an inspiration to this team. But the thing is, let's go and see. And I've not looked, so I don't want to look, right? Because anything Harry Maguire says, right, is actually tipping me over the edge. If I looked at them stats, let's see who
let me
who
tell you
played.
something. I'm going to bring some stats out, but later on in the video for you,
Okay,
because you need to look at both sides of the argument as well.
Yeah.
And you understand where you're coming from and, you know, your long-term thinking for where Harry Maguire fits in at this football club. But he did say, Harry Maguire, that Ten Hag praised him after the Brentford game. Said it was a good performance, and he did say this. He said, I was pleased just to help the lads. I know it's been a difficult start to the season.
Listen, Webby on his video praised Harry Maguire, and quite right. Yeah, he played well, but let's get the facts right. There was a team called Brentford who was poor in attack but great at defending. Okay, very rarely did they attack. Our defence, right, was on the halfway line and in their area because they lacked the attacking ability. Okay, they had the freedom, and I said it in my after-match video after the Brentford game, right? That yes, we had the possession, we had loads of it, okay? Only because they scored a goal and then they did what they wanted to do, and that was fall back and hang on to it. Every player who was at the back had the ball, had it comfortably, had no tackles on them, didn't have to chase back the striker who was breaking away or anything like that. It was a simple, them defenders there, it was like a training session.
In the second half, definitely.
Right, so there you go. That's the type of game Harry Maguire thrives in.
No, I get your points. Let us know your opinions on that as well. He has mentioned as well David Beckham, like we mentioned earlier on. He said he got in touch. It was really nice of him, and I really appreciated that. He reminded me of the career I've had and the big moments.
Well, I look at that and I say to myself, wouldn't it have been nice for Harry Maguire to turn around and say, it was nice of all my teammates, right, to back me, come out and support me and my manager and everything else like that, instead of using some like icon figure like David Beckham. It would have been better if he would have come out months ago when it happened, right, and said, my teammates have been in touch with me. It's great that they're backing me and everything, and it means a lot. That's what I would have expected. My teammates and my manager backing me, right, and saying, chin up, don't worry about it, keep going. That's what I would have expected. And I'm sure some of them players would have been looking at that and thinking, well, you've not said now about us. That, to me, would have been more the right thing to do than use somebody who doesn't play for Manchester United and who is only a football icon.
Yeah, but maybe he's just got the question asked to him and he's just responding to a comment, and that's why he's using David Beckham. Because, like I say, I don't think there's... Harry Maguire, he does strike me as someone who's not going to cause problems in the changing room for the manager. He's not going to be one of them who, creates cliques, against the manager just because he's not playing, which I do think we have still got them players inside this squad currently.
Yeah.
And for me, he's come out and he's backed himself. And, these people out there, when they are going through a poor run of form or just in life in general, when they're going, down a downward spiral in terms of mental health and that, if you start backing yourself, you're going to be positive and you're going to see light at the end of the tunnel. So for me, Harry Maguire there is backing himself, and I don't see too much what he's doing wrong there. The only problem I've got there is in basically saying about this season is it wasn't expected him only just getting one game a month. Surely his appearances last season shown him that he wasn't going to get a lot of game time.
He knows he's not going to get a load of game time. He knows that, right? And he's playing a game. And he's playing a game with the media, he's playing a game with the fans, and he's playing a game, as I see it, with the club. What I'm saying about him coming out and thanking people for encouraging him after the abuse he received after games, it would have been beneficial, as far as I'm saying, is that he should have come out and thanked his players for backing him long ago, instead of waiting this long to use David Beckham as someone, I'm being backed and it's tough and all that. So to me, I think it should have come out a long time ago, and really the players not use David Beckham.
Yeah, I did say earlier on, I'm going to mention some stats, and it's only right we do so.
Yeah.
His numbers in all competitions this season: 4 games, 218 touches, 90% pass accuracy, 10 ball recoveries, 7 aerial duels won, 3 tackles won, 4 interceptions and 2 clearances. Not bad for the defender who's not getting a look in at Manchester United when the back 4 are fully fit.
I'd like to see the stats after playing 4 top sides. That's what I'd like to see. Not the sides what he's played against. So at the end of the day, these stats don't mean anything. I've seen teams have 70, 80, 90% possession and get beat. Stats can be turned upside down on their head. And to me, they can with Harry Maguire.
Yeah, well, as we know, we've got quite a few injuries in the squad, particularly in that back 4 area. You've got Martinez, who we might not even see until next year.
No.
Luke Shaw is not even a confirmed date when he'll return, so that could be towards Christmas time, even next year, but hopefully, fingers crossed, it's a lot sooner. So when you're looking at that centre-back area, can you trust Raphael Varane? No, you can't, week in, week out. You've got Lindelof, Johnny Evans, Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire might actually start picking up some game time from now until January.
Yeah, and quite right. He's there. He will get game time. We've got loads of injuries. I can't see Shaw or Martinez coming back for a long time. I think their injuries are more serious than being let on, but time will tell over that. But Harry Maguire, he will get game time, all because of the injuries. And we need him. It's as simple. We need a centre-half in there. We've got Johnny Evans coming on. We've got Harry Maguire coming on. That's how poor we are in the defensive situation. But he will get game time. Is he bigging himself up? Is he giving it the big one? I don't know, because Harry Maguire confuses me. I look back on lots of statements he's come out with after games or on international duty, and to me, a lot of it doesn't make sense. I don't know where Harry Maguire is going with his conversation and with his career. I think Harry Maguire is a bit mixed up here and doesn't accept what the reality of life is around him. That's how confusing Harry Maguire gets me.
Yeah, no, like I said there, I just think, yeah, it's probably the wrong time to come about and kind of, giving the manager, giving the club an ultimatum
Of course it is.
play me more, or I will be off, or I'll be looking for a move in January when we've got a bit of an injury crisis in the centre half area. And, for me, it leaves a little bit of a sour taste in the mouth. I'd be interested to know what Erik Ten Hag thinks about it, but I doubt we'll ever get to know that.
No.
But for me, I just think,
No,
again, wrong time for you to be coming out about something, Harry. Like we always say, let your football do the talking.
Yeah.
Let's see if you can put 5 to 10 game run together and start producing some 7 out of 10 performance, 8 out of 10 performances, and then let's talk. Let's see where you are as a player and your position inside the squad as well. So for me, wrong timing. Some of it I do agree with, though. I'm not going to, just because I don't agree with one thing, I'm not going to slate all of it. I think some of these points were well made, but that point there about sitting on the bench, I'm not sitting on the bench for once a month. Look at your stature and the amount of games you've been playing over the last 12 to 24 months. That doesn't warrant what you've just said, my mate. So
maybe that just sums up how some of these players are with their arrogance. But I do take your points there, and I do concur with some of them.
Concur?
Concur. I do concur with some of your points.
Wow.
In the layman's terms, I do agree with a lot of them.
Yeah. Concur, eh?
Yeah, concur.
I'm actually shocked with that word. Sometimes I come out with words and I think, where have I got that from? Wow. Pulled that one out of my sleeve. So I think I'm going to wrap it up there. I was going to do a live video today, to be honest with you, but we couldn't get the area to do the live video, so we've got a stable connection. So on Friday, we will do a live video looking round about 2 o'clock, 2:15. So if you want to join us and you're available on Friday, we're going to have a bit of a chat on the season so far. We've got 4 or 5 points, what we need to get out, in where we need to improve and where we think Erik Ten Hag needs to address as well, and the football club. So it'll be an interesting video, so come and get involved in that one if you're available. Just like to thank everyone as well for joining us today. Big effort from you as always, and much love from us too, and Webby, for the amount of interaction we do get and continue to do so on this channel. Much appreciated, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.